So Jim's not on.
Oh, what is he doing? Oh, he's setting it up. I don't know how you do that.
Jim's not on. Okay. Seeing if Jim Key's on.
I'm sorry.
Did you eat there the other night?
Eat where?
At Duck River?
Yeah, we did.
Did you? I missed you when we left. Yeah.
Yeah, we ate there. There was who was with me?
Your daughter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
We were waiting on.
You're having a girl date?
Yes.
Yes.
There was a
Okay.
friend of ours that
Oh.
surprised her.
You may see them.
Okay, call to order the Fountain County Council meeting for July 20th. Everyone had a chance to check and read over the minutes from the June 15th meeting as presented. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve those minutes? Second?
Yes.
Jim Lee? All those in favor? 6-0, Jim Key on.
See you, Mom.
Oh, there it is, okay. Yeah. We just voted on the approval of the minutes. Okay. Are you in favor of that? Okay, so we vote 7-0. Okay. Has everyone had a chance to look at your report of collections and acknowledgement of the treasurer's monthly report? Is there a motion to acknowledge those treasurer's bank reconciliation for June 20th or June 30th and the monthly comparison report of funds? Bill, second. Joe? All those in favor? 7-0.
Since we're talking about some of those reports, if you look through last year's or this year, if you're missing any, just let me know and I can email them to you.
Okay. Van Buren Township, Sandra here.
Yeah, I don't know why she's wanting to come today. I mean, I've got her scheduled for the budget hearing. But I could have swore she wanted to come today for some reason. I don't know.
I'll check with her later, but that Thursday she's not here. So.
Okay, all right.
She has to come close to the requirement on the advisory
Yes.
board.
Yeah, so we'll have to approve her budget. Yeah. She's a new trustee now, and the other one resigned, so. Have to approve their budget. Commissioners update. Don, Craig?
Something we've been working on for the last couple of years is, kind of a revitalization of the boilers here in the courthouse. And I know we had some tests done about maybe a new approach to the heating system. I think it kind of came back that we're heating the courthouse efficiently for around $100 a day. The boiler we put in, we've got currently in the basement now, we put in 1983. Rick's very familiar with it, he knows how to run. I'm not sure there's a reason to go out and reinvent the wheel. These boilers we've got are cast iron segments that have gasket material in between these segments, and I lost count of those segments, but there's probably close to 10 segments or 12. Scott Williams has been taking care of the courthouse for several years now. He's a good boiler man. And you can buy new boilers, you can buy new stainless steel boilers, you can buy boilers very similar to the one we have. He said he didn't see any reason why these couldn't be torn down, desegmented. Our south boiler leaks pretty bad until it gets warmed up. The controls are so antiquated in both of them that the controls need to be replaced, and they're not cheap. They're, just off the top of my head, a number that came by several times in the last year or two, around $10,000 oil for just the controls. And I know we've got issues with the chimney that needs to be reduced in size, capped and somewhat insulated to keep the air from getting down inside of it. It's really playing technical murals out here on the second floor, and that would be part of that program. At the time, we weren't sure what we were going to do with the boiler. We were kind of waiting on these tests that were performed, with, possibly changing the method of how you're heating and cooling the courthouse. And I think we were looking at over $1 billion for that process. And I think what Scott's proposing to do, if he wanted to, what I was thinking was, if he wanted to do a boiler, say this year, and go through the winter and do a boiler next year, he didn't want to try to tackle them all at once. The situation is that the rebuilding of the boiler isn't very costly in material, it's more costly in labor. But I think we can go through and revamp these boilers, which he says are good boilers, they're built just like a tank. And do it for somewhere around 10% of what proposed new high-tech system would cost. We may not really gain any those full efficiency out of doing that, but kind of been talking to him like the season, and kind of get it down to the more exact cost.
And I'm sure that if the council was interested, I mean, Scott would come in, and, come to a meeting and you could ask questions. This is kind of, what he's saying is that somewhere down the road, and maybe not too far, we're gonna have problems. And it's either kind of maybe do it in stages and take care of it, and he is not for going, I mean, our boilers give us steam. The new system that we were looking at, I think it was all forced air, even the air conditioning. We would do away with the units on the outside, but you're talking big ones. And we're pretty efficient the way we are, the way we are right now. So it's not something that has to be done. It's not something that we're saying, we need to do next week, but just a thought. I mean, it's going to be down the road. You're going to have, I think, probably in the next couple of years.
And we've talked this back and forth with Rick. I mean, he's the guy living down there in the midst of those boilers, and he understands, he knows how they work. He worked good with Scott on any problems that he's had, and he's here today. And if any of you have never seen the boilers, you're more than welcome to go down and take a look at them. And like Donnie said, I wanted Scott here to walk you through what he was proposing to do. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Either, but we've got several birds we kind of need to clean up with one stone, and that would be good thing.
Along those lines, Harebrant hasn't gotten back to the county as far as his findings of, sensors that were set out for the winter time. I know they did report on the, air conditioning, and it wasn't as bad as what we thought, it was gonna be, but we haven't heard back. I'm waiting on Mark to schedule kind of the commissioners meeting to do his findings. So I don't know if you wanna wait, to hear that out.
How many boilers are there? Two?
Yes, two.
Are they both same size? or
Yes.
they're-
Yeah, they're twins, they're matched pair. They are. And they've been good. I mean, they could be rebuilt.
I'm gonna suggest we move forward with this here and start to look at it and do this, and we got county general maintenance and riverboat money, we'll split it out over something, maybe do one this year, one next year, or something like that, we can do one at a time.
If you want to wait and hear what the findings are too,
Yeah,
as
but-
well, okay.
And
Like I
then
said,
we can appropriate some money for them so they can go ahead with it for next year.
Okay. Yeah, Ivan give us a proposal and,
One of the things that Brenda brought up, what was that gentleman's name that came?
Mark Harebrant.
Yes.
Mhm.
And one of the things that really got me about that study, which was, I think, quite extensive, was when he came in. He said, you guys are heating this place for $100 a day, and he just couldn't believe it, and it's like Scott said, he said, what we're using is old, but it works, and it's reliable, and for its design and what it's doing, it's very efficient.
And electricity is cheap, I mean,
And Scott's been up on the roof, taking care of the air handlers, the condensing units, cleaning the evaporators. He's been up in that little walk space. And I really gotta give that guy kudos for doing good follow-up on the HV, on the air side of the system as well, which is all these little units that are up on the roof and in between the chaseways and the go to the courtroom. He said, I think he's been very fair, and I think he's done a very good job. I continue to work with him. I know Rick's got to do it.
okay, yeah, I'll have him get us a proposal and let Brenda get a hold of Mark and see if he's gonna give us a proposal. And then, what about the chimney? I mean, are we getting?
Well, kind of the hanger up
estimates?
was, what, with this study going on, it kind of set us back, and then Scott got busy for it. But, one of the things was what we were going to do, if we didn't go with, Mr. Harebrant's method, then what were we gonna do? Were we gonna put in new boilers? Were we gonna change boilers? Were we gonna redo the old boilers? But, that's a coal furnace, that's a coal chimney for the old coal furnaces. And we just get so much, the problem is we're not getting the chimney hot anymore. And you get heat that starts to come up, and then the cold kind of pushes it down, and that's when we get the condensation. And he said, we've been talking about, where it rains, and he said a lot of the problems we have may not even be rain related, it may be more of a condensatory problem that's causing a lot of our problems.
Can we put it in line, fan in it like the old jail? I mean, is there a way to help?
What he was talking about, I believe, was just bring that chimney down probably 15 feet, where it just breaks over the roof, and then running a metal vestas pipe up through it, and then put the cap on it. And that's it.
We wouldn't need the airflow help, it just needs sides down.
Size way down. We're just not getting the heat through that thing. We should have probably had more problems than what we've experienced now that the chimney is getting in dire. And we had a appraisal from Bill Minnick to check point that thing, and I think it was around $7,500. And we really don't, if we needed it, it's one thing, but we really don't need it.
And we need to get it taken care of, because
Yes.
we sure don't want those murals after we spend all that money.
I know, and it's blistered in
And I
that.
don't know if the clerk's office has still got
I
leaks in
think
their
they
ceiling.
do. I think they have issues.
And we need to get some quotes and
Yeah, he'd have to run it to
Is
the
there a line item
copy.
for that?
What's
Is
that?
there a line item in somebody put courthouse?
No, it's more commissioners, you know, capital outlay. I just-
And I think Craig touched on this, but kind of it all goes together. And the chimney and the boilers and, you know, what kind of heat plant we we're gonna have, if we're gonna change it, you may want, so if we decide what we're gonna do, then you can kind of line everything up and, you know, know exactly how it's gonna handle.
Other than that,
But you're not looking at anybody saying we need new boilers, we can fix these.
Scott said, you
Oh,
can
right.
still hide it, I mean, basically, or you can get them look like a station, stainless steel.
I know, yeah.
Super high tech and digital readouts and all that stuff. And these guys right here, appreciate it.
But you can put new controls on to make
You can put new controls on the, and I think updated with new controls and you put the gasket materials possibly very similar.
They have instruments. If it's done, check or whatever. Yeah.
Well, no, he could probably
There's
do
some
one boiler,
instruments out there checking.
do one boiler, and then we could work
Well,
on
there is still some
on the chimney.
sensors that look
the,
like-
and then maybe next year we'll do the other. Actually, that's the south boiler, see, you get it
But we do.
rolling, get it ones out.
Everybody's checking.
It's leaking pretty, I mean, it's not poor, but it's just constant. And when it warms up, it has to be expanded, it quits, and we really don't have much trouble. But it's just something,
Yeah.
yeah.
Say, we get it, look down, look at
Yeah.
But
it warms up the fun.
it was just the north boiler,
It was just a little bubble.
yeah, and we fly on
Yeah.
one boiler as well,
We have.
Yeah.
The sound.
Good.
but I figured he'd attack that first.
And what about we have sensors out there, right, that's checking humidity for the murals, and is somebody checking those?
We look at
You do, because we're not.
it. I look at it.
Okay.
Okay.
And you're saying,
Are you logging it?
They're good right now. But the humidity is really hard to control. Because our front door heating, you know, they don't get like this. Humidity is going.
But the temperature, the work that has been done, I mean, even as hot as it's been, it's not, you know, it's.
It's holding its own pretty good.
Okay, are we logging it though to make
Are you
sure?
logging?
So,
no,
We have.
can we start logging it so we have a record?
The forms are in our office.
he said he could,
Okay,
yeah.
great. Okay, well, I'll get that information
Okay.
and then we'll get that before budget hearing. And we can,
Okay,
Mark can give us his plan and we can budget accordingly.
Okay.
Anything else? Great, you got anything? Tina, you got anything? Terry, I know you're back there.
Oh, yeah, right here.
Some people are asking, how many prisoners do we have in the
We
jail?
got 42 in here right now,
42?
so it keeps climbing.
Y'all get some more. They're coming to you right now, aren't they?
That's good.
Yeah, they're actually coming to us. I mean,
That's good.
From other-
Friday, I'm getting ready to walk out for the day. I got some female on the backside of the building. I looked at her, I said, "Can I help you?" She goes, "Yeah, I need to do some 19 days here." Follow me. So, anyway,
How many you got? How many females?
I've got 11 females in there. So. The only thing I've got is make sure that Nancy emailed you guys the commissary reports,
Yep, we got a commissary
Okay.
report.
and then
The additional.
The
The
additional.
additionals, which we'll vote on the August meeting.
Okay,
For right now, we're gonna transfer $118.40 to your, supplies,
Right.
from operating supplies to make that. So then I think she sent an email to me that she wanted 1,800 or
Yeah, it was 1,800,
Okay.
so,
And so I did give council a list of all our additionals that I am anticipating, because I gotta get that turned into the newspaper by next Monday.
and the medical.
Medical.
Okay. Any questions for Barry?
I mean, if you guys want to know, it is actually running pretty slicker. I mean, it's coming, you know, the jailers are phenomenal, so they picked everything up. We've only had one issue with an inmate. He found himself in 3 different rooms within 2 hours, so. And he made a comment, he thought this was gonna be a lot funner than it what really was. So, I don't know.
So that's working too.
Oh, yeah, it's working out pretty good, so, yep.
Okay, the other thing, and I did talk to Terry about this the other day, if you look at your notice to the taxpayers for your additionals for utilities, right now, we're paying about $1,700 a month for utilities over at the old jail. So as soon as Terry gets that cleared out, I'm gonna have everything shut off. So, you know, it'll be pretty minimal, our monthly, because right now it's about $5,000 a month over at jail, just for Titmon.
Right, and the reason some of that's still on is because I still have some evidence over there. SAS, when they did the programming on the key fobs, they made both key fobs that go into the evidence room the same. Well, I cannot have everybody being able to go into the evidence room, because then I lose chain custody. So I gotta have just one person with that code that can go in there and deal with the evidence, so. That's why that's still over there.
So I just wanted you to be aware that we are looking at that, and we're working on getting the tower and everything shut down until we know what we're doing.
You guys got any other questions for me? Sweet. See you guys.
Garth, you back there? Yep. Anything?
Morning.
Morning.
Just kind of give you an update. We've been running exceptionally busy the last 2 or 3 weeks. Having a hard time keeping trucks in the county because we're so busy. So, but we're holding our own right now. A couple weeks ago, had a little issue happen. My vehicle, the 2008 Ford Expedition, we were having some electrical issues with it. We got it diagnosed. It is the PCM, which is the main brain of the truck vehicle. It has to be taken to a Ford dealer and put a new PCM in it and be programmed. It's going to be about $1,700 to do this. I reached out to the commissioners, and with the mileage and the rocker panels and that are pretty well rusted out. We went ahead and moved forward and started getting some pricing on replacing that vehicle. I'm getting pricing coming in. And actually I talked with Dudley on Friday too about it. Looking at replacing it. I've reached out to Ketty Sowers to see where he got his vehicles. He got one of them out here at Heartland Ford. I'm waiting on Mike Potts to get back with me today on pricing. He also is getting another one, but he's getting it from Bloomington Ford. So I reached out to that representative down there named Sam Roberts. He's got one on the lot right now. It's a 2020. It's a police interceptor, but looks like an Explorer, but it's a police interceptor. Right now that pricing's around $32,500, and that doesn't count any logo, decal, and lights or anything on it. It's just around $32,500 with our discounts. I also reached out to Mike Alsops. He gave me pricing on Tahoes. 2, I just got them over the weekend. A couple of those they're running around, let's see, the 20s are running around between 39 to about 40,500. a 2021 for him, he's saying is around 39.5. But with the 2021s, I have to order them. It's gonna take like 6 to 8 weeks to get it. So, so I was gonna bring it to the commissioners this evening. My recommendation is we need to replace that vehicle. I'm waiting on some pricing on getting lights put on it and decals. There's a company out of Lafayette called Move Over Fitters. They've done some work for some of the guys, some of the departments around here, waiting on pricing on that. And I'm also going to get pricing from Donnelly Safety too, the one that just did our last ambulance too, to see what they can do. So, but wanted to see what you guys' thoughts are. We need, like I said, move forward with that. You know, obviously I got to go to commissioners this evening, but we need to replace that vehicle. Not spend the money putting that in there, because like I said, showing a lot of rust, a lot of wear and tear on it. It's been a good vehicle. We bought that from the city of Covington back in 2014. It's been a really good vehicle. We got our money's worth out of that. So.
I did provide what kind of money we have left in capital outlay to Dudley, so, you know, we decide to buy the ambulance, we can sure transfer some of those funds to an automobile line item within that fund. If they will.
Anybody have any comments or any objections? The commissioners approve it tonight. Is it all right for him to go ahead and get it, and then we can approve it at the August meeting? Is that okay with that?
Do something.
Okay.
Yeah. So, other than that, that's all I got. Like I said, we're staying pretty busy. Collections are holding their own right now, so still plugging away with that. You guys got any questions for me?
Still got to fill some positions.
Yeah. Yeah. I got 2 off on FMLA. And then I've got 1 that resigned. And then of course we still have that vacant spot, which I put in that for my 2021 budget to fill that 14th spot, but looking at,
Are they leaving, excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Are some of them leaving because of wages?
actually, no, not
Are
really.
we okay compared to other people?
We're probably one of the better paid around. I know a lot from what I had been told and up to this point that Park County, what their medics pay is what I pay my EMTs. So what they pay their paramedics down there is what my EMTs make. So we're very competitive, and a lot of people, when they apply, you know, they'll ask what the wages are, and we're very, very competitive with that. In fact, we pay a little bit better than most places. So no, there was some personal issues came up with the gentleman that resigned. The 2 on FMLA, one of them, he pretty much had a heart attack, had open heart surgery, so he's out on FMLA. And then the other one, his mother fell and he's taking care of her at home. So he's out on FMLA. And then of course the 14th spot is the vacant spot that we've had. So yeah, I think a lot of what you run into is like what Ben's saying is we're starting to see more EMTs apply part-time. It's the paramedics, and we're not the only one. I mean, I've talked to a lot of other organizations, Warren County, Benton County, Park County, Vermillion County. We're all running in the same situation as the availability of paramedics is a lot of your paramedics now that have been in it for years, they just won't recertify. They'll quit and go somewhere else. Part of it could be wages. Part of it, I think, is the stress of the job. You look at a lot of them do, long distance transfers, so they're getting what you want to call burned out. So they don't recertify. And you're not, I hate to say it, but some, you look at the generation right now, and a lot of them don't want to put in that time. I just finished up an EMT class. We had 22 in the class, and we finished up with 12. We started out with 22 in the class and 12 finished. And when you went back and you talked to those 10, they'll tell you they did not realize what it was going to take to go through this, what it entailed. And so that's just an EMT class. A medic class is typically runs 14 to 18 months or 2 year, at least 2 years.
Where's that class?
Right now, they're getting ready to start a paramedic class. It's accredited through the St. Mary's of the Woods. Vermilion County's ambulance service, Ilion EMS, is pretty much ramrodding that. But you have to do it now with paramedics. You have to do it with accredited college, and it's a 2-year program. And so they're getting ready to start it up in January. We were asked to be a precept site. They'll come and do right along with us, and we accepted that. So we're going to be, Fountain County will be a precept site for that program. But Indianapolis does paramedic programs. Now Terre Haute's doing it through Ivy Tech, but there's not very many paramedic programs around, because now you got to be what they call accredited, and the financial side of that gets pretty expensive. And a lot of your hospitals in the beginning was doing that, and they didn't want to spend the money. I mean, we're talking thousands of dollars. The one guy told me from IU that just a startup cost was $13,000 just to turn in the paperwork. And some of the hospitals were like, they didn't see that return investment for them, so they didn't do it. But otherwise, no. I mean, it's just everybody is scrambling for paramedics right now, and they're just not being produced.
Comments about our ambulance service. I want you to know that.
Thank you. We try our best, try to hold it in there, doing the best we can with what we got, and the run loads we're having. Or the last week alone, 4 out of the 7 days, we had all 3, the main ones staffed, and we were scrambling trying to get the 4th one staffed just to cover runs. And they did the same thing over the weekend to us also.
Anything else?
Mhm. Okay. Oh, for that? No, I have not. I walked over, I did see what they had on the side there. We'll try to see if we can figure out.
Is Terry still down there?
Yeah.
Terry? Yes. I talked to Garth and also said that's something to do, he was talking about signs, and you're gonna find some places.
Yep. I checked with,
Have you had a chance to do that?
I have checked with Rob Dawson Machine. He hasn't got back with me yet. So I think that he does good work, and he can actually send those letters out to have them chromed or, what was the other one? Yes, and however you want it done. So I'm just waiting on a price to get back again. So we'll check on them.
Maybe have that by budget hearing.
Let's go down there and wait for him. Yeah, I'll get.
Yeah, so we're working on that.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
Anything else? Anybody?
Thank you.
Okay, we got, health department carryover that's been approved by the state, taking money from their 2 trust accounts. 1168, printing and advertising $8,000, and printing and advertising $5,000 out of the other trust account. Is there a motion to approve moving those funds? Okay. Joe, second. Jim? Timothy. Okay, all those in favor? we'll let you know, the health department has been turning in this CARES Act. I don't know if you've read that, where the county got approved 536,000 somewhere in there from the federal government, that anything that hasn't been budgeted, we can turn in and get reimbursed, for anything that's COVID related. And the health department's been turning in, so a lot of bills, and we're gonna have to talk to the state board of accounts about one, because they've turned in for all this material to make these masks, but they're charging the public $5, and so we don't know, that's double dipping, so we're gonna have to have, because I don't think that money's turned into the county.
I created a fund for their donation, so they cut a check from their checking account, the health department, and they received it in. But still, we have that GoFundMe, and at the last commissioners meeting, Kent wasn't there, it was discussed, so Kelly's supposed to be coming back. But Tina and I are working together, because the other thing we gotta look at, I gotta make sure, are they billing Warren County? Because I have to bill Warren County for a third of the health fund. So then when you start getting into this grant money that you guys just approved, I'm not understanding why I can't bill Warren County, because they're benefiting from these services, even though the grant money is just coming to us. So I'm gonna question, and if I have to call the state health department, I'll do that, because I don't think anybody's having communication with them, because it just makes no sense that another county can be benefiting, but I can't bill the county. Because I would just put the money back into that fund. You know, I'm not gonna put it into the health fund, I'm gonna put it back into the fund that it came out of.
Yeah.
So that's been my argument all these years, and
And the GoFundMe is up to almost $14,000 now that they have collected, so, and we don't know where that's being deposited.
That's just a donation, it's separate from everything, is that separate from everything still, or is that?
That's what we need to ask state board of accounts,
yes,
Wednesday, because
that money is, I think it is still separate, but you know, she gives me so much money, and she tells me like clinical
Yeah.
shots, whatever, I'll receive it back in, and I have a code for it. But I don't think she's gotten some clarification on how to do away with that GoFundMe, which they were told by the county, basically, us, don't do it. And they did it anyway, but I don't know if that's the health board that give them the approval. But it just makes it really messy for me as county, the financial part of it.
and that's from their trust.
The internal control is pretty lax.
What's that?
Are there any COVID related expenses with the jail?
Yeah, I mean, we've got, we're turning in anything we can, like the plexiglass for the offices, we turn that in, and anybody that's had to work any overtime, we're turning that in, and, the emergency management downstairs has the form, and any department that's paid out any money has to fill out that form and what the money was spent for, as long as it wasn't budgeted, then, we can,
And right now, we're using the 32,000 that was deposited in the ambulance department, their checking account. So the plexiglass, that was people out there. So what Doug was talking about, that CARES Act, that's additional things that we're looking into that we can buy. Like if the judge needs to renovate for a courtroom or jury room or where the jurors are, then she's gonna have to write a paragraph, submit it along with her quote to do what needs to be done. That's gonna be reimbursable 100%. So that's kind of some of the stuff we're looking into. It's still in question that the jailers that came here for a couple of weeks, I'm not sure that's gonna be reimbursable. It's yet to be asked or clarified. It was asked, it just wasn't clarified by the attorney.
we have an attorney that's looking over all that. Correct?
Yes.
The attorney that
Jake German from Barnes Thornburg.
he looks over everything to make sure it is COVID related. So I mean, if you've got something your trustee wants to, you can get it to emergency management and they can ask the attorney and see if
But
it's.
I just had to see down here on the day, got quite a blast of overtime. And you know, I'm gonna look back, and this started back in March, and goes to December, we got $535,000 to use. Get your name in quick, let somebody decide whether that's good or bad, but I understand that we're gonna have to pay for that if they don't decide in our favor.
And I would say the only overtime really that I'm pretty sure we're gonna get 100% back is the health department. But we need to pay them out in order to get reimbursed. We're not paying them out yet. And so that's gotta be sat down with Kelly, Tina and Joe and I and Dudley. It's like, okay, we're gonna pay out this much money to the health department to zero out their comp time because it's COVID related. Then we'll submit that paperwork to the state.
Yeah, and it's not actually, well, we don't pay overtime. They get, you know how we get the reports, it shows their comp time. And so what we're gonna do is, if the attorney said that that is COVID related, we could pay them out, get rid of their comp time, and we can use those funds to pay off
Only if
their,
it's COVID.
only if it's COVID related. Masks, any departments about masks. There's also, I know Joe's looked into, there's a camera like they're getting at the airports, that when you come in, government building, the courthouse, or the jail, it tells you you've got a temperature if you're coming in there. When he's looking at getting quotes on that, to get a couple of those so that you can check people's temperatures are coming in the building. So,
Like here in one at the jail,
yeah.
like when the prisoners come in.
Got federal funds, and we should apply for them. Okay, we got 911, we've got transfer 24,700 from operator to overtime. Is there a motion to approve that?
Yes.
Then Lee, second. Tom, all those in favor? 7-0. Public safety, transfer $118.40 from operating supplies at the jail to just supplies. A motion to approve that transfer.
Yeah.
Joe? Yeah, okay. Second? Bill, okay. All those in favor? And then we have one we missed getting on our sheet here. Ambulance department transfer $100 from copier maintenance to printing and advertising. Is there a motion to approve that?
Yeah.
Jim Lee, second. Bill, all those in favor? 7-0. Anybody, okay, we got CARES Act, we've kind of talked about that. Does anybody have any questions on that? No, we need some emergency management. Tina's here, she's got the forms down there. If any department has anything, they can turn that form in. She goes through the attorney and makes sure that it is something that is reimbursable. Turn that in. You know approximately how much has been turned in so far?
The health department.
The health department gave us a really stats. I've got to sit down with her.
It's about 59,000 from them,
59,000,
but
okay.
it doesn't match what all the bills they gave. I mean, so.
So we need to sit down with
Okay.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Have you had much outside?
No, no, yeah, I know.
And now we've talked about there's a, I know she was gonna get a quote from, there's a machine that washes uniforms like for paramedics and also for fire departments. So Covington, Petersburg, Attica, they have their own fund, but we get like 4 of those machines, you get a better break on it, but each one of the towns will pay their own, but we'll have one at the med shed that if you put all your clothes and things in it, and it's special that it's ozone, yes, that takes care of any.
How much is the machine?
I don't know.
I got the quote downstairs,
Okay.
so roughly, I mean, would not have it up here, for the whole machine, which washes 3 fire gear and a dryer cabinet that dries 6 gear, plus ozone attached to the wall, installation, I think it's 31. So I thought it would be around 50, to be honest with you. I talked to the Indianapolis Fire Department that has it, that's how I found out about it. And that's what a lot of them are going to because of course, and it cleans everything, but like if Covington has a station at the Covington Fire Department, and like I was telling Brad, well, they should go in there and wash their stuff because it will take care of anything that's on it. If they're right beside them, so anyway, I try to put it in places like Attica, EMS, and Covington. So I have all the information down there, so I just got it.
But this has to be expended by the end of the year?
Yes, we have to spend, it all has to be spent by December 31st, and it can't be for anything that we budgeted, which we haven't budgeted any money for anything.
We need to be doing whatever we need to be doing.
That's right, yeah, absolutely.
Did the teller get approved?
What's that?
Did the teller get approved?
Oh, I don't know. Remember the teller for
We did mention that to the, he didn't really,
Yeah, I did.
he didn't really give us an answer, so
Yeah.
we
Okay.
I was kind of like,
the mower, no,
I don't know.
but the teller, since because of COVID, we're growing our,
He had 2 or
I
3
said, let's
things.
try it.
Okay, no.
So,
Tina, he had 2 or 3 things he needed to get back with us on.
Yeah, we need to talk to him again.
That they should take more tractor for us.
No. Oh, no. No, we're just trying to get the attachment.
yeah, we got a separate bill for that attachment, just in case, so. It will get approved.
I think we got to put on camera too.
On what? On the camera?
And if I remember right, I think it's around 25. So, but you only need one for, if we're gonna put one at the front door, and I asked you where you wanted it, right
I told you what I want.
Anyway,
So, I mean, if anybody can think of anything else that COVID related, the jury room it's not 6 feet between the chairs, so
And then plexiglass to get everybody a part, or how they do it.
I don't know, that we've told the judge, she put in for a budget for next year for $50,000 to do that, and that's, don't want to put that in the budget.
No.
That's money we can use for
Yes.
this federal money, so she's to get a quote and see what can be done to make the jury box.
Bigger,
Yeah.
some size or something.
Right.
Yeah, she has a few different ideas, and so each time I go talk to her, it's like, well, I could, you know, I like a guy could. But until she gets someone in, and I don't know if you have anybody in particular to do the estimate, she's open to.
Well, the attorney will tell us whether it can go or not. We send it in. You know how long does it take to get the money back once
He didn't
it's,
really say.
yeah,
they say?
Uh-uh.
I don't
Do
know,
we have to
similar
pay the money out front
Yeah,
first?
you have to pay,
So-
you pay for it, then you have your invoice and you turn it in. But with like stuff we're buying, which on the phone, the cameras, he already said, because well, yeah, that would be it. All the washer, yes, that would be, what else did we say?
Well, and that's the other thing, I need to get with Kent and see if I create a fund
COVID
just
fund.
for,
COVID.
kind of like any other grant, so I don't know if Kent would have to draw up some paperwork. That way you can be in the negative at the end of the year and not get written out, by state-board accounts.
In our Zoom meetings, the cost for the Zoom meetings because of COVID, those are reimbursable.
And I still have to get a camera, you know, that's still hard to do, so.
Well, we can always, if we have to pay it, we can pay it out of rainy day and then reimburse it if we can't set up a special account that goes to the negative. We can pay it
I
out
got
of
state
rainy
work
day.
accounts coming here Wednesday, they're working on their audit, so they're actually coming here, which is shocking, but I think she has to be in our own room, so I'll ask some of those questions.
We just need to encourage everybody to get it to the commissioners to be approved so they can be buying this stuff, so we can get it in faithful by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Some of it's gonna take a while, we don't want to be paying for it until we get it, so.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's taking longer now. So we need to encourage them to get moving on it.
Okay, do you have anything else in here?
Anything else? I didn't know if you wanted to mention that, and then hopefully on this.
Yeah, you got that on here, yeah, the new jail updates, construction costs today, $16,462,025.90, and when we have, what was that's
Well, yeah, 16 million.
16,693, so we are below budget on the new jail, and we got most of the bills in.
Right. Now, the only thing is, I put down the cost of that tractor for mower, but I haven't actually paid for it. So now I am paying for things out of the special purpose fund. Old National is done with all the construction. So now the only thing I'm doing now is just having them release retainage and interest.
Brenda, has about everybody got the retainage in, or the retainage bill? Okay.
No, that's the only one that I've got, Benny,
Okay.
that I can release it. That's first one.
But that meeting you had as far as with Logan, you're up to speed, or I mean, we're okay with the process?
Yeah, he clarified, and he knew some things that were all lumped together because they just weren't really making sense to all. And, so he understood on my part as being auditor, how I do things and where I put money back. So he did separate out, just so you could see, hey, we did pay them, but they also did give us a refund.
And I wouldn't think we would have that many as far as a great number of invoices to pay or.
No, there's gonna be some miscellaneous. I do have some
7 or 8.
more that I'm gonna probably have to pay Keller PC for some more work over there. So I'm anticipating that, and that's probably gonna be around $10,000. So,
Scott for his finishing up, right?
yeah, I haven't seen anything on that, just the TVs, and that was like around 10,000, so he's been paid. So those are the only two things I really know that are out there. Unless Terry has some more, but I think we've pretty much taken care of his credit card purchases and everything.
And that was right as far as that agreement to pay, or the, like, I don't know what you call it, order to pay or whatever, but that would come from DL2, is that correct?
It's gonna come from one, because like I said, there's a checkoff list that they have to go by to release the funds, and then they'll notify me. So it wasn't so much, they just call the bank, say, hey, you can release, their escrow funds. No, I have to fill out an affidavit payment to release it.
The gist of our meeting was really a collaboration of Logan's system and putting the dollars in lines that Brenda could match hers up to it. And we sat at the table in there and he had a lump of money here and she said, okay, this is this, and this. And it all added up together.
Yeah.
And he broke out some, so
Well,
she's
we
got
started out
copies
with
of
our-
all that if you want to, I mean.
The
she
bond
did.
sale, when we started out, and we had all those figures on there, and I think each of you council have copies of as well. I could match up what he was talking about.
Well,
It might have been 2 or 3
It
figures.
would have been easier had they sat down with you when we were gonna close out and say, here's the plan.
Yes, and he did say, yes, that would, looking back, yes.
We had that conversation also.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good,
Didn't we?
okay.
oh, yeah, and he was fine with
It
it.
was a
I
good
think
meeting. We
I think he
really was a good
understood where I was coming from as auditor and how I do bookkeeping, or I have to do bookkeeping. And what you guys might be discussing, you're not knowing what I have to do on my part, or Jim on his part as far as change orders.
Okay.
So, there was like that disconnect there, but, we cleared the air.
Yeah, it all joined back up together from the other end here.
Good.
And he had spreadsheets of all the stuff.
Yes, and he did add a line item, for legal fees, because that really wasn't accounted for. So Charlie was in the office the other day as far as Liberty, so there may be a lawsuit. And I did mention legal fees. He goes, well, I might ask that question to try and recoup that, so. Because Glusco, you know,
Oh, yeah.
they may be going after Glusco for some of these things because they paid the county for the $86,000, so there may be a lawsuit from the insurance.
And I asked Logan to mention all the stuff we didn't get that was in their bid that they failed to be credited for. That, and he said, well,
Document, I said, you guys
We
said
got all
you're only
that.
gonna be doing it this long, but yeah, I had to pay. So I'm gonna pay it one more month and they're gonna cancel that one.
the conduit and the stuff, we didn't get to use it.
Yeah.
So let's, I don't want to pay for it. So he said, well, he'd make that part of his language, so.
Okay.
So we even went to that detail, as far as trying to get, trying to call it all in.
January and July.
Okay, so interest has been paid, the principal's been paid for this year, so we won't have another payment on the jail until next January. And the special lit fund has $2.2 million in it right now, and we're completely paid up until January. So
I think the sheriff said he's gonna be able to cover that payment out of commissary.
Yeah.
So much.
Okay, any other questions?
And then I'm just doing a one-time advertisement because I have to have all that verbiage, it's about as cheap to have several, so, I was aware of a few additionals. Terry?
Yep.
Do I have an outstanding bill from Park County for prisoners,
Yeah, Jehovah Nancy.
or is it Montgomery County? One of them,
It might be
I think
Montgomery
it's
County.
Montgomery County, sorry.
So,
We can get that, so, because you
So
gotta
I can-
advertise
Yeah, I gotta
by.
advertise. Do you think you can find that out here this week?
is there anything else you want to find out this week? Yes, I can
Well,
find
I'll
out
let you
this week.
think on it, you know?
That way we don't have to pay one time.
I just
for
wanna pay one
advertising,
time.
and,
And if it's, you know, even rough, you know,
Yeah, I can.
because the judge wanted me to do 10,000, because with the COVID thing, that's another question. She's got more domestic abuse going on, so you got these kids going on.
So we need to check the
And I
attorney to see if
transferred-
that is COVID related.
And yeah, that, it
You
did
can
kind
almost,
of
you can
trigger some
almost tell
things.
by the numbers.
Yeah.
I did transfer 8,000, so, you know, she did have, you know, $46,000, but she had to take one of them to pay out of alcohol and drugs, because I didn't have any more money.
So, yeah, so that's something to check.
Okay. Thank you, Jerry.
You're welcome.
Okay, so extra budget to review, August 17th, our next meeting will start at 8 AM all day. Office holders will be here to go over your budgets, and September 14th is the adoption. But now, one thing is certified shares, I don't think we're gonna know
I didn't
before.
have any information.
Yeah, and from what I read, since they moved the tax filing to July 15th, the state may not get us what our money is going to be next year until after we've already done our budget, so.
After the meeting, I do have my estimated revenues that I think we're gonna get. I think I have two or four that could change, I don't know, I'm just gonna go by what I did last year, so if you want copies of that, I can, it's my handwritten, because I can't get on Gateway to enter anything yet, they're still down.
And, I mean, they're saying it's probably gonna be 2022 before this COVID is really gonna affect our budget, so.
They're wanting the counties to, like, I don't know if you had a chance to watch the council, Zoom webinar, whatever, the other day. I watched most of it already, but they're kind of wanting you to do a 3-year, you know, what were you spending these 3 years, do your average, whatever.
Okay, anything else? Is there a motion to adjourn? Tom, second. Dale, all those in favor? Okay, thank you, gentlemen. See you August 17th.
All right, there we go, back to work.
At the end of the day, that 43 years old.